Hi everyone, Sarah with sarahpacaro.com. Today we're going to be talking about the thing that impacts us most when we've experienced past emotional abuse and neglect, whether it was from a partner or whether it was from a parent. It doesn't matter. Those relationships are both meaningful, both significant, and both very, very important because we've given ourselves a part of ourselves, pieces of ourselves to that relationship. So many people, when they're healing from the trauma from those types of relationships, say that they gave all of themselves. And with that language, there's an implementation and invitation that there's nothing left of them because they've given them all, which is why they feel like a shell of themselves and they feel like there's barely anything left, if anything at all. Well, if you are watching videos, listening to videos, trying to quote unquote figure it out, there's more left of you. And that is the you that is here listening and trying to learn and trying to grow and trying to heal today. So, this is the number one thing that is impacted when you've experienced past emotional abuse and neglect. And that is your own language, your own filtering system, your own internal dialect that oftentimes is reflected externally. You may find that you're an optimistic pessimist now, that you don't like to, you don't mean to, but you find that you do. You find that you're very pessimistic. You find that you're optimistically pessimistic. You look forward to talking about how things are not working out, and you find that you're always talking about how things are failing or falling apart or going wrong, and you're a chronic complainer. Even though you're very irritated, very annoyed, and hate being around other people who constantly and consistently complain and talk about all the things that are going wrong in the world and in relationships and in this and that and the and you find that they sound like Snoopy to you. And you probably don't want to admit that you sound like Snoopy to them. It was so funny because in the last narcissistic relationship, it's been years and years and years now, but that is something that he used to joke about and laugh about, saying that I sounded like, literally stared at me, this person that I quote unquote loved and who loved me back, right? This is not love, this is disrespect, and love is not disrespect. Would look at me and say, literally, when you talk, all I hear is wah, 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 wah. And because that triggered something so deep inside of me, my own internal unconscious belief about me, it stifled my voice. It stifled how I felt and my experience of expressing myself and using my voice and feeling safe to speak up and feeling safe to speak out and feeling like I had a space or a place to speak up and speak out. And this impacts and influences the thoughts that you have about yourself and the ways that you're trying to move through those things. You can't move through those things with those kinds of beliefs that it's unsafe to speak up and speak out. And so you begin thinking very critical, very judgmental, very negative things about yourself, even though you have a desire to move through that and to change and to have a different experience and different relationship with other people. That requires communication. Language and speaking is one form of communication. And even when you think about speaking, you think negative thoughts about yourself, like no one's going to care what you have to say, or who do you think you are to think that or to say that, and you're not credentialed enough, or you're not respected enough. And you look at other people as if they're higher than you, as if they're on a pedestal and they know more than you. And this oftentimes with many, many people that I work with, especially my private clients, shows up in their job and their relationships, in this inferiority, superiority complex, and they feel like they're down here and they're up here, even though they have really insightful, intelligent ideas, things that would really make a big difference and make a big positive impact on the situation and the experience. They're afraid. They're afraid to speak up. And the problem is what they think about themselves when they think about speaking up. They have this inner critical, judgmental, negative voice that is constantly harping on them, that is so harsh with them, that says things to themselves like the abuser would say to them. Who do you think you are? No one cares about what you say. Every time you speak, all people hear is wah, wah, wah. You sound so annoying. And all of those critical voices come flooding in, and they come into your present experience, and they alter and they change. They change. See, there it is. They change and they shift your energy. and how you perceive you, they alter and they shift your confidence, your belief in yourself, your trust in yourself, that you have something of value to bring, that you have something of worth to contribute in a positive, beneficial way. So this impacts your relationship and your ability to show up at work. So many people that I have worked with have shared their story of how this internal struggle has impacted them financially. It's prevented them from accepting different positions or going for different jobs or career changes, from doing the things that they really, really want to do, that they feel led to do, guided to do, that they feel like it's their purpose to do. They hold themselves back because of that voice that's inside their own mind that comes from the beliefs that they've developed about themselves based upon experiences and relationships that they've had in the past with critical, negative, judgmental people, with people who were unavailable for healthy, solid, grounded emotional support, emotional manipulators and abuser. And because of that relationship with them, even when they're out of that relationship, they become their own worst emotional manipulator and abuser. Their own internal voice becomes a match and a mirror to the voice that they experienced. And so even though you've gotten out of that experience and that relationship or that job or that position, that situation physically, you're not yet out emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and energetically. And those are the components that really need transforming around. It's easy to remove yourself and create a physical boundary, but the next and most important step is creating the energetic, spiritual, mental, and emotional boundary. Those are the four boundaries that, when they're solid, will really, really support you in your journey and where you want to go in your life. That will be there for you, but you've got to transform the unconscious beliefs you have about yourself, because if not, those unconscious beliefs go with you and they continue to alter and change and direct the direction you go energetically, the direction you go spiritually. You begin to still be with insecurity, with doubt, with fear of who you are, and let what comes out stay in. So it's like, I can't let that out. I keep it in. And so you continue to stay with this experience of suppression and depression, and you feel it. You feel it physically. You feel it blocked in your throat, in your chest, in your stomach, in your gut. And then you wonder what that is. Well, I have anxiety, I have social anxiety. And then you begin to claim and declare these labels and these experiences over your life because of what you're afraid of. And those are the very things you want removed from, but you fear what it will be like to have them removed because you've lived with them for so long. And then another belief comes in and says, I don't even know if that's possible. And then you're again sitting with, staying with, and living with doubt, with insecurity, with this emotional dissonance and disconnection, disbelief in yourself. You hear all the disses, so you continue to diss yourself and keep yourself playing small, feeling insignificant, and feeling stuck in your life. So when you're ready for emotional freedom and to have the energetic, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspect of it support you, then I'd love to connect with you. You can find out more information at sarahpacaro.com. Sending you all the love. Bye for now.